Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another live stream Saturday. I hope you guys have had a great week and that your weekend has started well as well. So first advert was just skipped, so we're being hit immediately with those from YouTube, but just so that I can keep on talking to you guys, having just literally appeared on screen, we'll cancel that. But yeah, hello to you guys in the live chat room tonight, and back in the studio room, and getting back into the swing of things with my screens, having two of them, so that now I can organize things a little bit more clearly. And the one in front of me is a 4K screen, so it means that you can see lots of different things, and I just have 6 at the moment open on that, and then just 2 on the other screen, which is for PayPal donations and all that kind of stuff. But you don't have to donate, just watching is great. But we will get into all of that later on, because let's see who's in the live chat room tonight. We have Sue, Ro, Tracer, Alison, Corey, Lila, Laurie, Gail, Lara, Purple Green, Jennifer, Anna Jo, Daisy, Desert Deluge, Susie Q, Tabby, Billy, and then it's gone through the top of the screen. So I got through as many as I could. But yeah, let me get everything up on screen, which we normally get on screen. First of all, the names of my patrons who make this all possible in the first place. So a big shout out to you guys. You know who you are, and as I always say, they're the foundation of everything that I do, and allow me to be doing this live stream, and allow me to do the analysis videos and everything that I've done on my channel, and Authentic Vocal, my other project that I have going at the moment and will continue to go with Authentic Vocal. And I'll give an update on that a little bit later on in tonight's live stream. But we will also get the likes goal on screen, because I think we've had a reset since the last time we didn't. I think we didn't hit the goal, but because we were going to be missing a live stream, we had a Fil Jam anyway, which means that tonight, if we hit the target of 500 likes, if you could hit that thumbs up, that'd be massively appreciated. But if we do hit that particular target for tonight, then it's going to be Fil Jam number 218. So if you can hit the thumbs up, and let me get the likeometer up on screen as well so we can see where we are at. 242, so almost halfway. That means we're looking for 258 more people to hit the thumbs up. So yeah, if you could do that, would be great. We'll bust out the guitar, have a jam at the end of the live stream. Let me also mention just something that I said about you having to not donate and just watching being great, because for those people that do donate, I think it's important they know between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the super chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link, which you can find in the description below. But anyway, I know, Joe says, oh, come on, we can do 650. Have faith. So thank you for that. And, well, when we don't hit a target, we get a reset. That's just what happens historically on the channel, rather than not hitting a target and then trying to hit the target again, trying to hit the target again. Because, yeah, if we're ever so slightly below, it just means we're not going to have a Fil Jam. And then everybody says, oh, why don't we have a Fil Jam? And we've got to hit the target. So by making it a bit lower, it just means that we can bust the guitar out. So everyone's a winner. So, there's no reason why we can't go over 500, and you know, back in the day, 500 was a ridiculous target. So yeah, if we can get there, that'd be great, and we will see where we end up. Closing in on 300 likes so far, which is great. And the cover videos for tonight are still haven't found what I'm looking for, and Sweet Emotion. Those are the two that are or were requested, but they are up for the vote tonight. And I can see that still haven't found what I'm looking for. Has 53% of the vote so far. So a bit of a close one tonight. Only just started though, I do know. So I can see that there have been some donations. So thank you guys for these. And Paul has donated $5. Thank you for that, Paul. The message is 478,000 subscribers. Here we grow again. Let's have a groovy time tonight and spike those likes all y'all. Rock. Now, so thank you for that, Paul. And I did change this. We are, as Paul says, now at 478,000 subscribers. So thank you guys for subscribing, getting involved on the channel, hitting the thumbs up, leaving comments, all that kind of stuff. And you will have to hit that notification bell to get notified for all of the videos and the live streams. And if you're not yet subscribed to Authentic Vocal, then head over there and subscribe to, that's at official Authentic Vocal. That's the other YouTube channel that I have, and just going to be getting rid of that. So on the Authentic Vocal side of things, first of all, I think a few people have misunderstood what I said in the last live stream or the one before, when I mentioned people emailing me about their own analysis things that they've done on particular songs and sending me those analysis, or at least their results, and wanting me to go through everything that they've done in order to say whether they've done it correctly or not, or whether I think it's pitch corrected or auto-tuned. And I said that unfortunately I don't have time to go through everybody's effective analysis videos that they're doing, but just without the video part. And all of the ones that I have been sent, the reason that I haven't got time to look through them is because they're not related to any videos that I've done on the channel. So somebody's done their own project and then want me to oversee their project, and I've had multiple emails of that sort. And yeah, I mean, even today. But with those emails, they're coming through from YouTube. So even though the YouTube email address is for professional inquiries only, and that's what YouTube says, that it's a business email. So that address is where those emails are coming through, of people wanting me to check their analyses that they're doing and to judge whether it's what they've thought it is and all that kind of stuff. So it's nothing to do with Authentic Vocal. And I think with Authentic Vocal, people don't necessarily, or at least the focus isn't on that. So people don't necessarily know that what I do on my channel is how I'm going to conduct what I'm doing over there. So people are emailing me through the channel and my professional email, where generally that's where I get, the sponsorship inquiries and all that kind of stuff. But now I'm getting these other ones through. So yeah, I'm going to have to come up with, I think, maybe an auto reply or something that does include a sentence saying, if you're sending me information or screenshots of an analysis that you've done and you want me to look through what you've done or what you're doing, unfortunately I don't have time to do that. I'll have to leave that in the email somewhere. But it's great that people are going in and doing their own analyses of different performances and getting used to the software and cross-referencing what I'm doing. And yeah, if people are contacting me about a video that I've already done, then obviously I can say whether it's what they think it is or not, or I can just link them to my original video. But then, going off and looking at other people's versions and different songs and stuff, it's something that I don't have time for, unfortunately. And with the Authentic Vocal side of things, we haven't yet started the email campaign, which was something that I had set up, and there's a spreadsheet that Joe put together. And yeah, we launched on, I think, the 23rd, but we haven't actually, even though we've launched, and I know that we've got a few bands and artists, and this is the other thing about subscribing to the YouTube channel over there, the @official Authentic Vocal. That channel is only going to have authenticated artists on there, artists and bands that have been verified by myself for performing fully live. And at the moment, everything that I'm doing on there, I mean, there's a few artists there already, but everything that I'm doing on there is retrospective. So it's going to be performances that bands and artists have done in the past, and they've been authenticated on that performance. just to give an idea of what their history is of performing live. And again, this isn't something that I'm just going out and randomly picking videos. I've got contact and have had contact with these artists, so they are on Authentic Vocal as official verified artists that have talked with me, and I've talked with them, and we've been through the whole process of authenticating what they've done. So at the moment, it's all looking at performances that have happened in the past, and we're going to be adding one, maybe two more artists this month, and maybe working together with something in the future with another band. But with the Authentic Vocal authentication for future performances, that's something that's got to happen very early in the process before a band or artist goes out on tour, because it's got to be there from the beginning to be put on all of their promotional material if they want to use that particular logo. So yes, everything's just retrospective authentications at the moment. But anyway, yes, on YouTube, subscribe to that channel, because you're only going to get authentic performances on that channel. And I know that I get loads of emails from people saying, oh, is this a really true vocal, or is this an authentic vocal? Is that a real performance? Is this lip syncing? But if you go to the official Authentic Vocal YouTube channel, you'll only see links to authentic videos there. So what will happen, for example, we have the Heels, who are a female vocal group, and it's just a short, maybe 10-second video where you get to hear a bit of the audio of the performance, and then you can click on the link in the description below to go through to the official video. Like I said, it's something that's retrospective at the moment, so something that's already been released, I can't then go onto their channel and put a logo there because the upload has already happened. So you can have a link through to the official video that is authenticated through that 10-second video that I have put on Authentic Vocal. So we've got that. We've got Jeff Scott Soto as well. He's on there singing with Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and you can follow the link through to that performance. We've also got Blue Oyster Cult, who are there, and Buck, of course, he's a friend of the channel, so they've been authenticated on a performance. Again, you can click on the link to go and see them. And like I said, this month we're probably going to be adding a couple more artists and bands. So eventually, and like I said, we haven't even started the email campaign yet, so everybody that knows about this is just from word of mouth, really, and people just telling other people. And hopefully in the future, when the word gets out there a little bit more, then we can start adding more and more bands and artists to the YouTube channel. And I actually do the same for the Instagram account. So if you head over there, if you use Instagram, that's authentic.vocal on Instagram, so you can follow there, and there'll be a post for each of the verified artists or bands there as well. So this is the thing that they approach me. I'm not going out and doing authentications on my own, just finding random bands. And again, it's not me going out. I'm not going to say who's not doing it live. I'm only going to be, or should I say authentically, I'm only going to be authenticating performances where I've been contacted and they say, oh, could you do this, please? And I say, yes, that's absolutely fine. And it's going to be the bands and the artists who are effectively just telling their fans how they perform and what they do. And yeah, that's, I think, a more authentic way of doing it. So we're just focusing on bands and artists and fans and that relationship, so that it's totally open, totally transparent. And yeah, if bands and artists want to get on board with it, then they email through authenticvocal.com, and then we sort something out, and then they can get featured on the YouTube channel and the Instagram page as well. So yeah, I think probably what I'll do is have a video on the Authentic Vocal YouTube channel that addresses questions as well, because some people have asked questions and don't necessarily fully understand how it works, or they say, oh, it's a great idea, but how are you going to deal with this, and how are you going to deal with that? And all of these things I've already covered in interviews, but I've been planning this for over a year, so I have worked through every possible variation, possibility, and yeah, all the variables that I've figured out over the last 12 months of what can happen, what's covered, what isn't covered. And yeah, I do have all the answers for. It's funny because people say, oh, it's a great idea, but it's flawed because of this. And the thing that they say, is flawed because of this, that thing, I've already explained in interviews that as to how it works, and that it's not a flaw because I've already thought of that. I've already thought of all of these things that people think would be a flaw, and there's something that I have developed in order to counteract any particular problem people think there might be in the future. So anyway, yes, we have started the email campaign. I'm going to let you guys know over on Patreon, for those of you involved, as to when that's starting, how it's going to roll out. But that will probably start maybe next week or the week after, and I'll do a post on there so you guys know as and when it's all going to be kicking on, and when to send off emails. So yeah, we haven't even started with the email campaign yet, but we've already got a few artists up there, which is great, and we'll see what happens when we start pushing the word out there a little bit more through email contacts. And yeah, I'm going to contact a few more people as well that I know, and we'll see what happens with it. But yeah, it's great just with word of mouth that it is getting out there. But like I said, you can go and subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow on Instagram, and just know that it's me doing it all. So anything that you see posted on there, that's me posting it all. And all of these performances and bands and artists are those that I have had direct contact with. So they're literally getting my seal of approval on their performances that you'll find on the YouTube channel and the Instagram account. So yes, soon we're going to be having the Essex County guys that are going to be added over on the YouTube channel as well, and Instagram. And yeah, looking forward to that. And where are we? We're at the 15th of March already. So I think around the 20th or the 23rd, I'm going to be chatting with Shirley Lewis from the George Michael Singers. And we might be doing a Zoom call or something, because they're going to be, I think, rehearsing on maybe the 22nd or the 23rd, and I might be chatting to all of them on the channel when we can do a video about it. But also it'd be great to chat to them about authentic vocal. And yeah, that's again going to be something that potentially maybe in the future we can work together on something, because they're currently touring in the UK at the moment, but it'd be great if they're going to be touring again. I mean, their tours are really popular here in the UK, because it's not a tribute act, a George Michael tribute act. It's just the actual singers that were behind George as shows. So you get that authentic sound, and obviously they supply lead vocals as well. But yeah, they're really popular, the shows here, and it might be possible in the future. I'll have a chat with Shirley and see what she thinks, or what the guys think about maybe doing something collectively with authentic vocal, because by the way, they are fully authentic when they're singing. They sing fully live, as I'm sure you would expect, being the people chosen by George Michael to sing behind him. Yeah, they are very good singers, and they sing fully live, fully authentically. So it'd be great to have them represented on Authentic Vocal so that people can check them out as well. So there have been donations, so thank you guys for these. And I'm going to jump into the super chat window again, because Orlando donated after Paul and donated $2. Thank you for that. And the message is, hit that like button, y'all, with some thumbs up and cheers. So thank you for that, Orlando. And another donation of $5 by Orlando, who says, for those who do not know, what was the weather like that day filming the video? How many miles did you walk? For Art Not Commerce, the video that we opened up with, the weather was really hot for some reason in the UK. It just happened to be really hot when I was walking a really long way, and I don't know how many miles I walked for, but I don't know, maybe a few, maybe 3 or 4. I don't know. It was pretty much a whole day of walking, so going to different locations to get different backgrounds, and just walking around Maidenhead. So yeah, well, you might recognise that some of the places if you do live in Maidenhead or you've been there. But one place that I was walking past, that was, I think, a housing development where they were obviously building new housing. But now that would have all been finished now for many, many years. So, yeah, some places don't exist anymore. But, yeah, generally, obviously, the river is still there in the background, the River Thames. But, yeah, that's one of the things about doing that kind of video. If you're going to be walking for the whole video, you need a lot of footage of you walking to then cut together. So you have to walk a long way. I don't know how many miles, but probably a few. So thank you for that, Orlando. And Bonnie has donated $13.99. So thank you for that. And that's Bonnie's 5th Super Chat donation. Thank you, Bonnie. The message is, can you play a song by James Blunt? Monsters. Thanks. So thank you for that, Bonnie. And it seems like Bonnie's pressing the space bar at random times while typing. But I'm trying to think of... I mean, James Blunt is generally one of those artists where when somebody's learning to play the guitar, they can play, you know, the songs on the guitar, and good for changes between your chords at the bottom of the guitar, and, you know, your D's, your A's, your E's, your A minors, your B minor. If you're getting a little bit more out there with your chord shapes, and then maybe a full bar chord with your B minor as well. So, yeah, all that kind of stuff. And using a capo, for example, I know that he uses a capo now and again to play the guitar, and plays piano as well. So, yeah, I don't know the song Monsters, but whatever it is, I will be able to play it because, yeah, I've been playing guitar for a very long time, and yeah, there are certain kind of artists and bands that you know their style of music and the way that they play. So yeah, that wouldn't be a problem. But thank you for that, Bonnie. Right, I'm going to be jumping into the PayPal window because we've had a donation in there. And I'm just going to go back because I'm not sure if I referenced this on Tuesday, but Linda donated £11.10. So thank you for that. And the message was, stay safe and get some rest. Thanks for everything you do. So thank you for that, Linda. That was, yeah, back on Tuesday. And I just want to make sure that I don't miss anything out here. John donated £5 as well. So thank you for that, John. And that's a straight up donation. And oh, this is the time of the... Well, why is it coming through now? It must come through at the beginning of the month and then the middle of the month where subscriptions come through. And, you know, like Adobe and, yeah, Dropbox and all that kind of stuff. And those all go through PayPal, so it's all a bit annoying because it all goes through to the same folder and I have to go through all of those. But we are back now with a donation, and it's Richard who has donated £4. So thank you for that. And sadly, I can't stay. This is the message. Sadly, I can't stay for Fil Jam, going to Hendrix tribute concert with Eric Johnson, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, and Kingfish Ingram. So thank you for that, Tortoro Porco. Hope you have a great night at that particular show. Certainly, with those guys playing, it will be very enjoyable indeed. But thank you for that donation. Nicole has donated £12 as well. Thank you for that, Nicole. The message is, hello, Phil. I hope everything is going well for your purpose. Congrats also for 478,000 subscribers, maybe more. Good health to you in your kingdom. Kisses and rock for all. So thank you for that. Tammy's donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Tammy. Straight up donation there. Debbie has donated £10. Thank you for that, Debbie. The message is, hi, Phil. Congrats on 478,000 subscribers. So proud of you for launching Authentic Vocal. I hope it is going well and wish you the best on this new endeavor. You're awesome. Love you, Debbie. So thank you for that. And yes, indeed, Right, I'm just going to skip that advert. Yeah, we've just done the authentic vocal update, and yeah, what's going to be coming soon on the channel. I've just got to stay organized with it, kind of juggling two things at once. But everything's going to stay the same here on the channel. We might have the occasional live stream that is done on the road, so to speak, or at least somewhere where I can get an internet connection and then do the live stream, as we have had the last couple of live streams. But yeah, we've made it back in time today to do the live stream from here tonight. So thank you for that. Debbie Linda has donated £7.40. So thank you for that. It's a straight up donation. Sue has donated £20 and says cheers. So thank you for that, Sue. Leslie's donated £25 and thank you for that. The message is an intense storm is hitting southeast United States and is preventing me from going to a Metallica tribute concert tonight. Not ready to risk being blown out of an overpass on a 45-minute drive. Now I can join you. So thank you for that, Leslie. Yeah, there was something that earlier, or last year, quite early in the year, I was going to a show. I can't remember which show it was, but I've been invited to go and watch this particular band. And yeah, for some reason, just on that day and that night, we had just a ridiculous storm where, you know, trees were being blown over and all of that kind of stuff. And I've said in previous live streams about, you know, living in the UK and driving through places where there are a lot of trees. It's just not worth the risk of a tree falling on your car. And yeah, so it just so happened that, yeah, unfortunately I had to miss that particular show. But yeah, it's better just to stay in and live to fight another day in the future. So thank you for that, Leslie. And Gordon's donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Gordon. The message is, I'm just going to say that I think you are doing the right thing. Keep being honest with us and we will all be honest with you. That's what I like best about your channel, your honesty. Cheers. So thank you for that, Gordon. And it's just reminded me of a video that I was linked to recently. Actually, not that recently. I don't know, maybe a week ago, something like that. But there was a channel that was talking about my channel on her channel, but she was just basically telling people what it was about. And I think her YouTube channel was to do with reviewing or telling people what you can find on YouTube and, you know, which channels are, you know, good or bad, ones to watch, ones to avoid. So thankfully she was saying that mine was one to watch. And in the comment section on that particular video, there's a comment that came through from someone who's commented on my channel before. And they said, and what she said in her review was that, you know, I'm showing objective data and just pointing out what's going on. So it's interesting from that standpoint, from that point of view. But also going through, you know, what I use and how I look at things on screen. So anyway, this person commented and saying something like, oh no, the first person said his analysis video on Taylor Swift was wrong because he said that she was using auto-tune and lip syncing, whereas she doesn't always lip sync and she doesn't always use auto-tune. And actually the woman that owned the channel did reply and said that, but what he's shown is from, you know, 4, 5, 6 shows that there's lip syncing and it is all auto-tuned. So I'm not sure, and this is from her reply, she's saying to the person, I'm not sure how you've come to that conclusion. And again, I'm just pointing out what's going on. So these people that think I'm wrong in an analysis video, that's an interesting one, because if I were wrong in that particular case with that particular artist, and I know for a fact that her legal team has seen my channel and has seen the videos that I've made on her performances, if it were not 100% accurate, the video would be taken down. But they know that what I'm saying is true because it's objective and I'm showing it on screen. I'm not manipulating data, and they know that. So the person that said, oh, he was wrong in that assessment, the fact that the video is still there speaks to the fact that I'm right, because it would be taken down. Same really with the Eagles video that I made with their legal team. And I know that they've seen my video. If it were wrong, it would be taken down. So yeah, the fact that my videos still remain and have had a lot of views on them is testament to the accuracy of what I'm doing, that I'm just stating what is an objective truth about a particular performance or performances. And then anyway, there's another person that commented and said, you know, Wings of Pegasus uses, I can't remember what terminology they used, but it was something like inadequate hardware and software, and it's unreliable, and the tests that he's doing don't work and aren't as reliable as other things. And I know exactly, this person's commented multiple times on my channel, but I know exactly what he thinks. But the reason that he thinks what he thinks is because he's thinking about waveforms, and he's thinking about analyzing audio and waveforms rather than pitch. So when you're looking at waveforms, for example, I think he said in one of his comments about, you know, invert phase and changing basically the phase, the waveforms. I'm going to have to try and explain this really quickly now, but when you've got a waveform, I think I've explained this before, and you have something that's either inverting the phase or phase invert is the same thing. You've got the waveforms, and if you imagine this up and down, up and down, up and down motion of the audio, if you take that and you flip it upside down, you get the exact opposite. So where it goes up here, it now goes down here. And I've mentioned before, it's like it's on a mirror. So you've got a perfect reflection. When you play these two things back at the same time, because that, say, for example, there's a peak that peaks at 6 decibels. Here you've got now a trough that is 6 decibels in exactly the same place. So it cancels itself out. So when you've got two audio files that have been, you know, the original and then one that's been inverted, it means that it cancels itself out and it's perfectly silent because you've got the exact opposite. So the, what did I say? You know, 6 decibels and the 6 decibels, that cancels out the 6. So they come back and meet in the middle, which is 0, and you don't hear anything. So anyway, I know exactly what he's talking about, and he knows about this. So he might be in the music industry, or he might have a job in the industry. And this is where it gets difficult, because he's obviously got knowledge, but he still doesn't understand what I'm doing in my videos, because he hasn't analysed pitch, and he doesn't know about singing, and he doesn't know that you cannot repeat the same line perfectly with human vocal cords twice with pitch when you're looking at it in detail, you know, cent by cent and hundredth of a second by hundredth of a second. That's what I'm using. And when it's displayed, it's a lot clearer to look at. And the massive problem, and I've tried to explain this to the person, the massive problem with trying to use, you know, invert phase, for example, in an analysis video, first of all, it's not very clear, and I would have to try and explain it. The other thing is, if you're working with audio that has been collected by somebody at a gig on their phone, and you're comparing that with another performance and somebody's got that audio on their phone, inverting the phase on those two different recordings is not going to work. Why? Because you've got crowd noise on there, and the crowd noise is not going to be a perfect replication of the other night. So the whole comparison of trying to get to the bottom of whether this is the same audio file and vocal that we're hearing, if you're doing that with waveforms and inverting the phase on those, it's not going to be conclusive. It's going to have to be an opinion, and that's something that I don't do. Like you could invert the phase of the audio, and you could say, oh yeah, it sounds like it might be the same audio file, because when you invert the phase of the audio file, it sounds a bit quieter. But that's not going to cut it. So this is why I do it the way that I do it. And this thing that the other person's saying, I've tried to explain why that's not as accurate as what I'm doing. But I think also it's the problem that some people who do work in the music industry who don't understand what I'm doing, they can't admit that they don't understand it. So they just say, oh, well, what he's doing is incorrect. And I did say to this person that, yeah, if he wants to, he can ask, a lot of people who watch this channel, and professional people that back authentic vocal, for the explanations, because there are a lot of people that are very knowledgeable. For example, Warren Hewitt, who has done a very nice quote over on the Authentic Vocal channel. He knows what's going on. He's a Grammy-nominated producer, and a multi-million selling producer, platinum selling producer. I'm just going to skip this advert, but he's the kind of guy that knows what he's talking about. So for him to publicly support what I'm doing on Authentic Vocal, that relies on all of the techniques that I do on the channel, it shows that the people that really do know what they're talking about understand what I'm doing, and the people that maybe don't have that knowledge, that they have this defense mechanism because they don't really understand it. They say, oh yeah, well, because I don't really understand it, I'm going to say that it's rubbish and you should be doing this. Even though I've tried to explain, well, no, I shouldn't be doing what you're suggesting because it's actually not as conclusive. But anyway, yeah, the ultimate bar is if my videos stay up, then they have to be true because the artists that I cover, they would not allow something that is incorrect, that might be deemed as, I don't know, something that puts their artist in a negative light with some people. Again, I'm just presenting objective data, but it's the subjective opinion whether people think it's a bad thing or a good thing or an indifferent thing to them. But yeah, the videos wouldn't remain if they were flawed from that method point of view of what I'm doing and what I'm analyzing. So anyway, back to it. Thank you for that, Gordon. And I just wanted to address that because it just reminded me of it with that particular donation. Carmen's donated £14.80. So thank you for that, Carmen. And the message is straight donation where needed. So thank you for that. Leslie's donated £25. Thank you for that, Leslie. The message is, hello again, Phil. Have you ever gone shopping, kitted out in Wings of Pegasus merch, and been recognised? So thank you for that. And no, I haven't gone out in Wings of Pegasus merch and been recognised, but I have just been recognised. So there you go. And the most recent one, oh no, I've actually been recognised since the most recent one, which I was going to... Anyway, I'll tell you about the two most recent ones. So the first one, I was recognised from behind. So somebody saw the back of my head and must have seen the big hair, and they shouted out, "Wings of Pegasus!" So that I turned around, and then they realised, it was actually me. So they came in and said hi. And the most recent recognised thing that I had was literally, I'm trying to find where we are. It's Saturday today. So it was last Wednesday, was it? Maybe I'm losing track of where I am. But yeah, very recent. So yeah, somebody noticed me, and actually they've been watching my channel for maybe 4 years or something, maybe 5 years. Actually, it might have been longer than that, because they said, oh, I've been watching your channel since you did a video, might have been on Tommy Emmanuel, it might not have been, I'm trying to remember, but this guy was a guitarist and in a band, and yeah, we started talking about all band related stuff, and he was actually on tour at the time that I was talking with him, but he just said that he'd seen my video, which is great, and watch my channel. So there you go. But I don't go out in, I don't go out in Wings of Pegasus merch. I just go out wearing normal stuff. And what was I wearing then? Probably, most likely, one of my normal t-shirts like the Goonies or something, and probably a hoodie as well. So I guess this is the problem, that when I'm out, if I'm doing any shopping, I'm just going to be wearing kind of comfortable clothes more often than not. So I'm going to probably look exactly like I do look when I do the live streams and do the videos, because I don't get dressed up for the videos. I haven't got time for all of that kind of stuff. So if I'm going to a show or performing or anything like that, then I tend to put on the more rock and roll gear. But there you go. And I've mentioned before that I got recognized by a delivery person just delivering something. So it's not a regular thing, but I think it happens now and again. So the channel is getting out there, a relatively large amount, I suppose, in the UK as well, because I think it's maybe getting out in the UK a little bit more over the last maybe 2 or 3 years. But yeah, anyway, I haven't been recognised in merch, but I have been recognised just with myself being me. But thank you for that, Leslie. And Angela has donated £18.50. So thank you for that, Angela, in the messages. Hi, Phil. Easy peasy question. What time signature is Iris played in? I can't seem to follow the rhythm. Great cover, by the way, Angela. So thank you for that, Angela. And I'm going to have to try and get in Iris mode, and I'm gonna have to sing it through, because obviously I don't just have the information off the top of my head. Okay, right. So intro is in 4/4, and the verse is, I mean, you can count it in 3/4, but it's most likely going to be 6/8. So yeah, so the verse is going to be 6/8. So basically what you want to do is you want to be counting when you're playing. You're going 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6, and as long as you're doing that, then you'll be able to kind of get the changes at the right time. But yeah, I think the intro, it's just straight. There's nothing. But I'm just thinking of my cover of it. That's the audio that I've got going in my head. So I think it's straight before you then get into the verse again, just off the top of my head. But I'm pretty sure that you can play it 6/8. If you want to, in the verse, kind of count it half time, I think generally you're going to want to count to 6, but you can go 1. No, count to 6. Otherwise, because I'm thinking of the rhythm hand. Otherwise, if you're trying to count in half time and play in full time, then it's going to totally confuse you. But there you go. It's 6/8. So just count to 6 when you're strumming. Anyway, thank you for that, Angela. And Karen has donated £6.33. Thank you for that, Karen. The message is, hi Phil, congratulations on hitting 478,000 subscribers. I subscribed to Authentic Vocals since its launch, and I'm glad to hear your plans to get the ball rolling. Recently, I revisited your first analysis video that YouTube suggested to me over 5 years ago. You analysed the monkeys performing Last Train to Clarksville. I thank YouTube for their best suggestion to date, and you for all these years of great analyses. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that, Karen. And Laura's donated £25. Thank you for that, Laura. The message is, I know doing a live stream while you're on the road is a bit complicated, but it was nice to see you out of pocket. So thank you for that, Laura. And yes, it's a lot more complicated because I can't do everything that I do here. This is a Mac Studio that I'm using, so it's a lot more powerful. I can get lots of things on screen and it's not going to crash. Whereas with my MacBook, I think it always feels like I'm on the verge of it crashing. So yeah, I tried to add in just a little bit. Obviously, I can't do the screen capture thing because this over here, I can actually put my arrow over here, and I don't know whether you can see it. Oh, it doesn't show the arrow. Well, I can move this a little bit from side to side, and now you can see it moving. So yeah, this over here, the lycometer is just a screen capture. So I'm capturing a part of the screen that I'm looking at where the YouTube feed is, and I can generally see there. If I stop moving, sometimes I notice it, sometimes I don't, and I just keep on talking anyway. But yeah, by the way, 12 likes away from hitting the target for tonight of 500 to have a Fil Jam at the end of the live stream, which is fast approaching. We've got just maybe 20 minutes left, something like that, a little bit longer than that. If we do hit that target, we're going to be having a Fil Jam, and I'm going to have to scroll up because I was chatting to Joe earlier. We have 218, and it's 6 minutes and 40 seconds, so it's a relatively long Fil Jam tonight, potentially, if we get 12 more people. So I think we're up to date in the PayPal window. Let's jump over to the Super Chat window, and Bonnie donated $2.79, so thank you for that. Again, the messages, the space bar was jumping on its own. Oh, that's because of that previous message that had lots of different spaces in there. Thank you for that. And Karen donated $5 and says, "Hi Phil, have you got any trolls? Thanks for all you do." So thank you for that. And yeah, I think I've already mentioned that earlier. It wasn't an official troll corner, but yeah, I just happened to remember them at the time. And yeah, so technically we were in troll corner, but nothing too bad really. Anyway, thank you for that. Bonnie has donated $6.99 as well. And Bonnie says, James Blunt saving a life. So thank you for that. And yeah, I mean, I don't know James's songs too well, so I'm assuming that's another song title. Orlando's donated $10. Thank you for that, Orlando. The message is, when a band records a concert performance live for release on an album. Examples: Exit, Stage Left, and All the World's a Stage, both by Rush. What is done to eliminate the noise of the concert audience? So thank you for that. And generally, if they know they're going to be recording for a release, then they're taking the audio from the show and they're taking the audio from the desk. So it's exactly the same here. So for example, when I play my guitar for the Fil Jams at the end of the live streams, I have a mic that is picking up the sound of my amplifier, even though the same audio is going to be heard by this microphone, but obviously a lot more quietly because it's really far away from this microphone. So that's the effective desk audio that you're hearing. So the microphone is right next to the cone of the amplifier. So if you imagine playing a show where the amplifier is turned up very loudly and you've got a crowd that are further away from this amplifier, if the mic is here and the cone of the amplifier is here and it's coming out at about 150 watts of volume, anything that's in the background is going to get absolutely destroyed by the volume that this mic is picking up. So that's what's happening. You will get some bleed, especially with the vocal mics. You will get some bleed of the crowd in the background, but yeah, if you're taking the desk audio, everything is mic'd up. You know, the drum kit and the amplifiers, and obviously the singer singing into the microphone. You're getting those direct feeds. So that's then all mixed together. So you can then import that into your digital audio workstation. Then it's all now up to you. You've got the drums, and you might even have separate channels if you're doing it professionally. And you've got, you know, your hi-hat and your kick and your snare and your toms, and you've got those separate channels, so you can start to even mix the drum kit. Now the thing is about drums, you will get bleed going on there as well, because generally, you know, overhead mics and all that kind of stuff, even though they're picking up a crash, for example, you'll hear some of the snare on that crash mic because it all bleeds, especially live. So yeah, it depends how professionally it's been set up, but you'll be able to just do a mix as you would do in the studio, because then you'd have the bass. I mean, the bass might even be DI anyway, so you can just mix that. And DI is like going straight in, so it means that if you take your bass guitar, plug one end into your guitar and plug the other end into the desk, it means that you don't hear any of the crowd because the signal's gone straight into the desk. You don't have to take anything out. So you're just going to get that raw bass guitar sound. So for mixing, that's great because it means it's going to just be a really pure signal that then, yeah, you don't have to worry about trying to get rid of any crowd noise. But there'll be a little bit of that bleeding in on the mics. But yeah, anyway, so you'll have the mic feed. That'll be one channel, guitar, another channel, bass, the other channel, and drums. So yeah, when you then come to put it all together, you can mix it professionally for that release. And this is the thing that, especially recently on the channel, there was a live performance release, like a Blu-ray, that actually wasn't the audio from the show, even though it's released as live in this location on that particular night. What we're hearing is recorded in the studio and overdubbed. So it wasn't the live sound at all. So that's another thing. But yeah, I don't think, from what I've seen, I haven't seen Rush do that. You know, historically, you know, back in the day with their shows, it was all, you know, just live and then mixed. So it wasn't live and then that audio is removed and then they go in the studio, re-record it all and overdub. It was the original audio that's now been mixed in exactly the same way that I've just described it all. So thank you for that, Orlando. Malteser has donated $4.99. Thank you for that. And the message is, good evening, Phil. Your hair seems so much lighter than your last regular live stream. Is your hair lightened by being outside? So thank you for that. And generally, I think it's the lighting that, because this is quite bright in this room, it just tends to kind of catch my hair at different angles. But I do think that when I am outside, if the sun ever comes out, that my hair does go a little bit lighter. I think historically in my life, when I was a kid, my hair was as blonde as you can imagine, and then it's just got darker with age. And yeah, I think that when I am outside a little bit more, like I've been out and about a lot more this week or over the last week and a half, something like that. So if the sun has poked through the clouds, then I might have got a little bit of extra vitamin D. And I know what has happened before is where I've played golf and it has been sunny and I wear a hat and I kind of put my hair in a ponytail when I'm playing golf. When I used to play golf, I haven't played golf in ages because of my arm, but I'm hoping to get back to that soon, hopefully, fingers crossed. But when I would put my hair in a ponytail and then I'd play golf and then I'd take off my hat and I'd wash my hair, dry it, and then I'd notice that the bottom bits were a different colour to the top part because I've had a hat on. So it means all of this has got sunlight and this top part hasn't had any sunlight. So yeah, sometimes I get random bits. Obviously I haven't played golf for a while, so that's probably why it's looking a little bit more uniform. But yeah, I started to notice that there were certain parts of it that were a lot darker on the top than at the bottom. And I started to notice it, especially if I was playing golf, maybe once a week and the sun was coming out a lot. So yeah, in the summertime. But anyway, there we have it. My hair is just my hair. I don't know what it's doing, but as I think it is, there are probably bits that are lighter, and then other bits that have bits of white in there. So that's why it might look a little bit lighter. It's just because of the white ones that are trying to get involved, and fortunately not too many of them at the surface at the moment, but they're hiding in there somewhere, definitely. But anyway, thank you for that, Laura, and we're up to date in the PayPal window, so thank you for that. And I'm just going to jump. Oh, hang on. we were looking at, Laura said about the live streams being a bit different. Malteser said about the hair, so thank you for that. Short answer is yes. My hair gets lighter in the sun. So there you go. Karen's donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Karen. The message is, hi Phil, your birthday is less than a month. Is less than a month. Is there anything you wish for? And anything at all? Cookie, cake, perhaps. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that. And I think this is turning into a case like a Christmas where everyone tries to send me chocolate oranges and Turkish delight, and I just end up with too much of it. And yeah, like generally over Christmas, just a couple of chocolate oranges is great, and just one, Turkish delight is great as well. And for my birthday, just one cookie cake is fine. So I'm sure that's something that my parents, my family will be organising on the cookie cake side of things. Generally, that's something that I like to have for my birthday, just once a year, a cookie cake. As for thinking about my birthday, I haven't thought about anything yet because I've just got too much going on and lots of stuff to organise before then. And unfortunately, I do know for a fact that the Chinese place, because sometimes I have Chinese for my birthday, that's going to be closed on my birthday, and it's going to be closed until the end of April, which is a bit of a pain. So I'll have to find another Chinese place maybe and see if I can have that for my birthday. But who knows, it could be any type of fast food depending on what I fancy at the time. But thank you for that. Right, we're going to jump into tonight's cover video because it's 3 minutes past midnight already. We have hit the likes goal, but you can keep on hitting that thumbs up. Really does help the channel to get out there. And if you're watching this on catch up, again, you can hit that thumbs up. It's very much appreciated. But we are going to be jumping into a little bit of U2 tonight. My version of Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For, which has got 56% of the vote. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you after. Rock! I was just waiting for the end of the video because I thought I know that I talk at the end of this video. So I jumped in as soon as I saw it change. And I was grabbing the guitar at the same time because we're going to be having a Fil Jam. Right, I think we are almost up to date. We've had another donation and it is Kiri Alason, who has donated $5. Thank you for that. And that's their 10th super chat donation. The message is emotionally stirring. Great job on this one, Phil. So thank you for that donation and for all of the donations tonight. Like I say, you don't have to donate, but they are very much appreciated. So what are we doing? Microphone on and zoom out. Zoom out. Where's the red dude? There he is. ×1. Don't know if that's it or not. Right, so we are on here. Let's go over here.
Simply press.
And let's mute that. Right, so I don't know what this advert is for, but there are so many kind of apps and tools and things like MIDI chord packs and all this kind of stuff where people aren't making their own songs, they're dragging in a chord progression and then listening to it and deciding whether they like it or not, and then deciding that that's now their song. So yeah, it's a bit weird now how it all works, because generally you come up with something yourself. You're not listening to something that somebody's given to you and go, oh yeah, I'm going to use this because I like the sound of it. It's like, well, yeah, it's all the other way around at the moment. But anyway, Purple Green just donated $5 and said to keep it up with the pair person working out. So thank you for that. We are going to be jumping into this Fil Jam, and this is Winter's Dream rock backing track in E minor. Maybe I should have got the gem, but this is plugged in. And this is coming from Darren's Music Studio on YouTube, and it's exactly how you would expect to write that and spell it. So let me know what the levels are like. We'll jump into it. Wow! The volume on this end almost blew my head off. So, let's see what it's like. I don't think this is a clean thing, it's a dirty thing. So, can you hear this? Feedback. Loud and clear. It's too loud. I don't know whether this is. Turn it up because I can't quite hear it. I could see I started tapping and I could see that the next video thing had come up and it was about to end. So I thought this is a bad time to start doing tapping, so I had to suddenly change the dynamics and try and end quietly. So there you go. That was Winter's Dream, rock backing track in E minor. And that's from Darren's Music Studio. And yeah, the levels for that were a bit of a nightmare because the backing track was really loud, so I turned it down, but then the guitar was too loud and I couldn't really hear the backing. So that was one of those that, yeah, it was what it was. Hopefully I played some notes that actually went with what it was. So thank you guys. Thank you, Joe, for sending me that track, but thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up so that we had a Fil Jam for tonight. We are going to be here with another video tomorrow night, so look out for that one. I'm going to be live streaming on Tuesday night as well at 11 PM Greenwich Mean Time. And the clocks have not changed here, so just check your clocks to make sure that the time is what you think it is where I am here in the UK. So just type into Google, time in London, England. So there we have it for tonight. Thank you for tuning in again. Thank you guys for the donations. You don't have to donate, but they are very much appreciated. And as I always say, try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I'll see you at tomorrow night's analysis video. Rock! It looks like the live stream has decided it wants to go on for another few minutes. So it's an advert that has popped in exactly when I'm about to end the live stream. So maybe that's a new tactic of YouTube to not actually stop the live stream. I think because I've cancelled so many of them, it's trying to get an advert right in at the end. So anyway, I've just cancelled it. So now, rather than the advert getting in the way of me stopping the live stream, I'm going to attempt to end it again. So here we go, second attempt. Like I said, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I'll definitely see you tomorrow night. Hopefully on Tuesday, if you can make it as well. I will be live streaming then as well. So hopefully I'll see you then as well, if you can make it. Rock!